Hey everybody, am I coming in alright?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, that's good, because the way how this whole shebang is set up is that it's all coming from my laptop, so I don't have Lala set up. Like, she's got like three different monitors or something, so
Yeah.
this is gonna be a bit of a juggling act for me.
Okay.
And
It's gonna be crazy. Because
I'll
we
be
haven't done this in a while. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, definitely haven't done this in a while. I'm still trying to remember how to do the voice.
I don't even think he put on a voice for Talus.
I put on like a, I put on like a bit of one. Like I kind of made my voice a little bit deeper.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you put a bit more bass in it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to trying to get myself back into character here.
I mean, I I personally just kind of go with whatever feels right. Like I've kind of decided to go for like maybe a bit of a softer voice for Rallis. I don't know, it just feels kind of right.
I'm trying to do my best to juggle several voices at once.
I mean, hey, like not everyone's a Matt Mercer. Like don't
I'm not
don't
that person.
don't feel bad about it.
Definitely not having an entire trial. Yeah, like Talus and the Sea Elf Wizard from that one shot, the opera, were pretty much the only characters I've ever done where I've actually bothered to do a voice.
Yeah.
Well, that and stabs, but that one completely wrecks your voice.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah. I definitely needed a cold drink of water after that one.
I've always got one on standby me personally, but yeah. I mean, I'll give you points for your dedication on that one, Nate. But goddamn,
A lot of the D&D streams I watch, I just like, I just like, yeah, they kind of do that with their goblin voices, so I felt obliged to do that as well.
yeah, it's just basically go high pitch, go gravelly, and then just act like an absolute asshole.
No, no. You guys. Hey, stop setting things on fire. You don't do that.
You just gotta love that everyone just it's kind of almost like a universal rule at this point that if you're playing like a group of goblins, it's just mandatory you all act like idiots and assholes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, really, my angle for it was like I was trying to be the smart one amongst the idiots and assholes.
You tried.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I mean,
like
I mean, the plan was pretty much entirely mine. So,
for yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I was kind of useless there. I was just there as muscle for the most part.
I was
yeah,
the distraction.
I just, I just love that.
The
Like,
best part.
I just love that you like decide to stay behind and like to just drunkenly dodge everything, and it's like, no, there's more people coming in. There's more people coming in.
I was like, oh, this is a
yeah,
bad
like,
idea.
yeah, like, and that's when we found out just how many kobolds the Syndicate actually has in their employ.
well, I mean,
Tons, apparently.
considering they drop like flies, it's not really that surprising.
These ones didn't, though. That's what scared me.
Well, yeah, that and what I
I
yeah.
I scattered them a long time ago. Okay, yeah. Every member of the Syndicate can do at least some magic.
Yeah, okay. We're getting up to time now.
Nearly there.
Yeah, we're at 7 right now.
701.
All right, just give me a minute. I'll. All right,
702. It's been a minute.
all right. Uh, all right, everyone ready?
Yep.
Never.
Alrighty then. Okay, five, four, three, two,
Just kidding.
one.
Yeah.
All right, we're gone. We're good.
Alright, we're live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome back to Humblewood Adventures. It's been a while, but we're finally back after
Hello.
the holidays. Previously, our heroes decided to go into the Sparks Grove and kill a snake, only to find something even bigger.
And also more snakes.
Yes, and also more snakes. So today we're going to try and find a way to solve this giant elemental problem. So we're going to the wizards for help. Henrietta isn't here right now because she's silent at the moment, but she has some stuff baking in the oven, so she'll be a little quiet for now. Anyways, what do you guys want to do right now? Before you leave.
Well, Rook is going to need to figure out his Find Familiar spell.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna go buy the materials and just kind of quickly go do that.
Rellis
Yeah, you can just go do that.
Rellis himself isn't he's not actually there at the tavern. He's actually kind of he kind of early riser, and he kind of decided to watch the sunrise hanging off of one of the long branches of Alderheart.
Alright. You see the sunrise over the eastern horizon, over the Crest Mountains.
Yeah, and he's just kind of... He's taken off the helmet that he was given, and he's sort of just staring at it for a good while.
Still has that Gallus feather on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it has the feather Tevor gave him.
Yeah.
And after a bit, he sighs and stands up and decides to get back to everyone.
Alright. I assume you managed to return to the tavern.
I imagine so, yeah. Because,
Yeah.
there are a few things we need, specifically him and Henrietta need to pick up, but, wait for her to get here for that to happen.
Yeah. Henrietta's armor isn't ready yet because armor takes a lot of time to make. It'll be done by the time you get back from the avium.
Fair enough. So, but yeah, how about the ring? How about the little viper tooth that we gave to Susan?
Yeah, that should be ready.
All right. Well, I suppose he'll just wait to greet everyone in the morning, and then he'll get down to business.
Okay. Rook isn't here at the tavern right now.
Yeah,
he's in the market buying things. And he does eventually get all the things he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, time to cast this one.
And just go straight to him, I guess, summoning the familiar.
Yep, I would like to keep it hidden for now.
Okay.
Okay, how much gold did that cost me?
It should say on the spell.
Gold.
Yeah, 10 gold.
Oh. This one was 15. Yeah, whatever.
It's either 10 or 15. It's Find Familiar is a relatively cheap spell.
Oh, yeah, 10.
Yes, currently Henrietta is at the temple helping out, trying to make sure that people are not panicking from the giant forest fire inevitably coming from the Scorched Grove.
Yeah, and the what is in essence the Balrog just rising out from the ashes.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the potion that Susan was making for you should be ready by now.
Well, again, Rallis will return to the inn, and I imagine Talus is just sitting down, drinking or eating or something like that.
He's actually making a couple of magic scrolls. Remind me what it takes to make magic scrolls again, because I genuinely do not remember.
I do not know.
Let's see here. I believe it takes a good few hundred gold, and a few, depending on the level of spells. Like, if it's a 3rd level spell, I think it takes a week and like 1,000 gold or some such, I believe.
That
Spell scrolls. I think that's in Xanathar's guide.
Yeah, it is.
I'll have to look it up later, I'm sorry.
Okay, how long? Okay, yeah, how long? Yeah.
Oh, yep, here it is. If it's a first level spell, it takes 25 gold and 1 day to create. Second level to... you know what, I'll just screen cap it and send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's a first level spell, it's only 25 gold and it takes you a day to make.
The one I had in mind was a second level spell.
Alright, then that's 250 gold and it will take you 3 days.
Yeah, you don't have the time.
Ah.
Sorry.
Damn it, I was going to abuse the crap out of that. Oh well.
But you will find time to actually use spells eventually when you
Well,
reach the college.
And no, I was going to abuse. I was going to abuse scroll. I was going to abuse scrolls actually. Yeah, like if I have the time and resources to do it, then I'll explain later.
All right then.
Yeah. For now.
In the meantime, you guys should be discussing what you plan on doing to reach the avian.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as it stands, Rallis comes back after his little sightseeing, and Talos. I know Talos is working on the scroll thing. Is he just sitting at the table, or is he at his room?
Actually, well, delay that. If I'm not if I can't make scrolls that quickly, that's annoying. Then in that case, I'm going to be dropping by Eliza's one last time to see if she's got anything new.
Eliza, okay. So, we go back to Eliza's Emporium if I can find it. Here we go. Nobody else is here at the moment. Alright.
Hello, Eliza.
Oh, hello! Good to see you again. I heard the news.
Yes, yes. Have you had any very recent deliveries that I might take advantage of?
Let me check real quick. She starts shuffling through everything.
Any spell scrolls beyond the color spray one that no one will buy?
I'm afraid I don't have any more spell scrolls in stock. Sorry.
And anything you do have?
Oh, I do have. Let me see. She eventually pulls out. Let me find it here. Where is it? Should be here somewhere. I do have these feather tokens.
Out of character, remind me what those do again.
They have a whole bunch of different effects.
All of them are chaotic.
What do these ones do?
Okay, she has a bird feather token, which allows you to summon a giant bird. There's one that, and there's a tree feather token that summons when thrown. It creates a oak tree to spring out of into existence.
Hold on to that one.
They're one-time use only, though.
Yeah, so... yeah, are those the only two she's got?
Yeah, those are the only two she has.
much for the tree one?
Let's see. The tree feather token is 500 gold piece.
I can afford that, but it's not an amount I'd be willing to just throw around just yet. Hold on to it, please.
Alright, well, you still do have a 10% discount.
And yes, but it's still a lot. You understand?
Yeah, that's fine. It would be at 450 gold pieces anyway.
Of course. Well, see you when we get back, I guess.
Alrighty. See you again.
And then I head up to the tavern.
Okay, head back to the tavern. Let me just pull this up real quick. Back to the tavern. Oh, come on. There we go.
But yeah, as you come back, Rallis is just kind of sitting there, gazing off to wherever it is he's looking at, probably outside the windows. He seems preoccupied.
Talus is just going to walk up next to him and like look at it, and then like trying to like look at whatever Rallis seems to be looking at.
Yeah, he's looking straight out the window, where pretty much everyone saw the huge fire monstrosity just come out of the ash grove.
Yep. It's still smoldering over there. And people are still very concerned.
You know, if you look really hard, you can kind of pick out the path we ran away along.
Rallis seems to snap back to reality, shakes his head a little, and he says, I believe you're right. He turns his head to Talus to give him his full attention. Good morning, Talus.
He just swivels his head around like an owl.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a bit unnerving. He clears his throat and he says,
Morning.
Good.
That's going to take some getting used to.
It was Talus, was it? I apologize. I am still getting used to everyone's names.
Of course.
Awkward silence.
Yeah.
I apologize. I am not much for conversation.
And oh, don't worry, it'll get. Oh, don't worry, it'll get. I'm sure it'll get a lot livelier once Rook gets here, and then we'll wish for the awkward silence again.
That does bring up the question. Do you know where your little companion has gone off to?
Said something about an important purchase. I find it not best not to ask.
Ah, that sort of unsavory individual, is he?
Well, yes and no.
Eventually Rick shows up at the tavern.
Yeah, I show up. I kind of like walk into the door, kind of acting like nothing's really happened. No, it doesn't really look like I have anything on my person. That's, should not be there.
Hello, Rook. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh yes, totally. I have it here.
Okay. You see a head poking out from his sleeve.
Rallis.
It's a snake.
Found a small. Okay, what thing is it ahead of?
It's a snake.
And Rook, what have I told you about abducting small children?
That's wrong.
Rook sighs. That is wrong. But yeah,
You now have a flying snake familiar.
Yeah. I kind of like telepathically tell it to sort of like coil over my shoulders, kind of like a fake scarf.
You now have a boa on your... A feather boa. A literal feather boa on your neck.
So that is what
Pay
you...
no attention to it.
So that is what you were taking care of.
Yes, it's I'd say it's gonna be really helpful.
I will
There you go.
I will choose to take you at your word for that. Oh, there it is. There's a little token for it.
Yeah, there's the token for it.
Really small.
It's tiny.
So, pardon my rudeness. Good morning, Rook. I hope you had a pleasant enough rest.
Sleep? What's sleep? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay then.
I kind of turn towards the barkeep and it's like, hey, can I have another pot of coffee?
Yeah, sure thing. And he starts getting ready for getting the coffee ready.
Very well then. Moving on. So
I'm gonna have while the guys kind of back there. I was gonna tell my familiars just kind of go around the counter, look for coins.
Okay. You can technically see through your familiar's eyes.
Yeah, where's the coin box?
You really don't really see any lock boxes behind the counter.
Just immediately, first thing in the morning, where's the till? Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's just closed cupboards, and the snake tries its best to try and open them, but they're kid-proof.
Okay, knowing that this is probably not going to be very helpful, I'm just going to have him kind of sneakily kind of coil around.
Coffee, sir.
Alright, thank you.
Moving along, it seems we will be approaching the wizards to see what exactly we can find out about that creature. Now, the
I
question.
imagine Talus, being a wizard himself, would know a little bit about it.
I mean,
It's full of crazy people.
yeah,
It's kind of expected from a wizard in college.
yes. Just if you see any while we're there, if you see any weird lights, try to stand at least 30 or 40 feet away.
Any reason for that?
I see.
Mm.
Relish is just rolling with this. He really doesn't want to make a fuss of any of this.
Okay.
Okay, is there like a candle lit in front of me?
It's just a lamp.
Is there any sort of open flame inside the lamp?
It's a candle lamp, yeah.
Okay. It's like, would the lights look like this as I cast Control Flame? I just kind of have the fire at the tip of my finger.
I imagine everyone would be just looking at it. It's like, when did you learn how to use magic?
Yeah. Rallis raises an eyebrow and he says, and then he looks at Talus, did you teach him that?
Silence.
Hello?
What?
Kind of got eerily quiet for a minute.
It got real quiet for a minute, yeah.
Yep.
Edward?
He's...
Okay, let's just keep rolling.
Alrighty.
But, yeah.
Like, this little trick. No, let's just say I kind of observed a few things here and there, and you kind of pick up some things from some magical people.
I could have sworn I kept my spellbook locked.
Never said it was your spellbook.
I was half expecting. It's funny that you think that'll stop me. But
Yeah, and with the other hand, I kind of also cast shape water on my coffee. It just kind of like have like little thin stream of it kind of go into my mouth in little sips.
Gross.
Oh, yeah. So many of my fellow students like to use that one for college pranks.
Yeah,
Oh.
why does that not surprise me?
it's like a ball of scalding hot coffee, and I'm just sipping on it.
Oh, that's nothing. You ever been hit by a snowball in the middle of summer?
No, I don't care to find out. And you know, without the mug, this coffee gets really cold, and I kind of take the finger with the fire on it, just kind of put it underneath to heat it up.
starts
Now it's scalding.
starts boiling.
That's it. I get that you want to show off, Brooke, but this is a very inefficient way to drink coffee.
Plus, well, Rook, I do not wish to be a buzzkill, as they say, but we are in an establishment that is, and Rallis looks around, primarily made of wood.
Wood is surprisingly sturdy, though.
I mean, it's not like this flame is like a bonfire, is it? I mean, I could do that, but...
I mean, it's on the tip of your fingers. I imagine it's kind of like a cigarette light. Well, no, a lighter flame.
Yeah, like
Kind of like a little matchstick light, yeah.
Yeah, it's
you're going for control flames, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then you'd be able to like snag like the light off one. You'd be able to like snag the flame and aim off a nearby candle or something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Nothing big enough to be used as a weapon.
so yeah, like that
Cantrip.
little trick of like the magic guy flicking his thumb and fire coming on it. You can literally do that.
yeah.
I can light a small fire, which can turn into a bigger fire.
I mean, you
Yes,
can't
but please. Yes, you can, but please don't.
Oh, well, just, it's just a little thing in the repertoire.
Regardless, back on track. The
Put the
question
fire back in
The question now is, on our way to this wizarding college or what have you, we need to discern what route it is we are going to take. Will we be cutting through the forest, or will we be taking the roads? Even though I know...
Roads.
Very well. Fair enough. Even though I
If
do...
we can get,
Go ahead.
If we can get a cart, I'll be able to make it significantly faster.
Very well then.
Mm,
And Rook?
My vote is for the road.
Hmm.
yes, everyone's taking the road.
I imagine Henrietta perhaps might have a similar take, but, well...
Yeah, she also said road.
Basically, yeah. If we can get like a passenger or wagon of some kind, I have something that'll make the trip go quite a bit faster.
I suppose if the council would deem it necessary, we could ask for a cart.
I mean, I don't know about the council. We could just, rent one or something.
Okay, so I guess a question for the DM: what's a cart? What's a cart rental running?
Cart rentals.
Yeah, like carry passengers.
Carry passengers?
Yeah.
I'd say about 50 gold for a rental.
Okay, seems reasonable.
Yeah.
And I've got more than enough for that, so that should do it. Rallis does nod at that and he says, "You raise a fair point."
As you are talking, Alice, you get a message in your head. You recognize the voice as... what was his name again? Rados Lonewood. He says, "I need to see you in my office." It's urgent.
Yeah, wait. Out of character.
It's the Tiger Man.
Oh, okay. Very well. If you would both excuse me, I just have sudden appointments.
Very well.
Alright, I'm just gonna leave him out here because I never drew his office, but anyways.
Very well then. Do hurry back.
Okay.
I have no idea whatsoever how long this will take.
It won't take long. And eventually you meet with Rados back in his shop, his curio store.
Okay, if this is about a job, doing it's going to be like, well, doing the old profession is quite a bit more difficult for me now.
Yes, I am aware.
I'm a little
Now
bit.
that you are part of the Defenders of Aldehart, from what I hear.
Yes, I'm a little bit too recognizable now.
Yes, but this actually does work in my favor. You see, there is someone I would like for you to look out for. His name is Ebonheart, a Corvum necromancer. If you ever see him on your journey, be very wary of him. I heard that you might be going to the Avium soon enough, and he has been spotted there.
Have I ever heard of this guy out of character?
Out of character, not that you recall.
Yeah, but it's so look out. All right, and anything
The
else?
reason why I'm telling you all of this is because there is a very high chance that, from what I've been told from my spies, he's been spotted in the Scorched Grove near Ashgrove, right after it was burned down. There's a very high chance he's involved in the catastrophe that's been going on.
So he's an idiot. Good to know.
Perhaps.
I mean, he's got to be an idiot. I can't think of what he hoped to gain by doing something like that.
It's hard to say for sure.
See, I mean, necromancer. Yeah, there are easier way to get a lot out of corpses to raise it. That's what he's after.
Regardless, he's quite the powerful one. So do keep that in mind. In any case, if you do manage to capture him, I will pay you handsomely.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you for your time.
Goodbye.
Whether you want to tell this to the others is up to you.
Yeah, I had a little conversation with a contact, the contact of mine. Interesting wrinkle.
Yes.
A necromancer named Ebonheart has been spotted headed towards Avium. He was last seen in the Scorched Grove right after the incident, and it's suspected that he may have been involved.
Okay, is there a bounty on this fellow?
No,
Yes.
there isn't.
Well, not officially.
Yeah, it's not public.
It's a bounty only available to us. That's how I put it.
Rellis begins to ponder a bit, and he says aloud, "Sounds as though there's something suspicious going behind the scenes."
One has, there probably is. I learned a long time ago that asking too many questions is generally a bad idea.
Suddenly a paladin appears.
No, just sitting here being all virtuous and law-abiding.
Casts minor illusion, a small halo appears over his head.
I don't actually know minor illusion, but...
I know, I'm just saying it for the joke.
There's prestidigitation, which I think does the same thing.
I don't
Can I
know
use
that.
control fire to give myself a little halo fire?
Yeah, I don't know that either. My cantrips are Friends, Mage Hand, Ray of Frost, and Shocking Grasp.
Yeah, okay.
All right, but
I cast Bow Flames to make a little halo of fire. It actually looks really demonic.
Henrietta sees them and raises an eye ridge. What are you all up to?
what they are up to, I cannot.
Just doing some evil plot. Evil plots and schemes to secretly overthrow the universe when you aren't looking. You know how it is.
Henrietta rolls her eyes. No,
I mean,
really.
as much as a rooster can.
What?
As much as a chicken can roll their eyes.
You made me envision that. Thank you.
In all seriousness, we were just discussing our next plan of action. We're planning on hitting to the I'm sorry, I can't remember what the name was of it again. The atrium or
The avian.
avium. Okay, I'm sorry, the avium. Relish is the avium, and well, we have discussed that perhaps taking the roads is much safer than cutting through the fields.
The wood.
That's probably a good idea.
Hmm.
We don't want to run into trouble.
Also, Talus has just gotten the most interesting contract from one of his benefactors. It seems as though a necromancer is likely involved with what happened in the Scorched Grove, and, well, it appears there is a secret bounty.
Yeah, and he was seen headed to Avium.
He was a... What did you say he was, a Corvum?
Yeah, he was a Corvum necromancer.
Yes.
Not surprising.
This was
Question to the
weeks ago.
Question to the DM. Do I know any Corvin necromancers?
You do not.
Yeah, okay. I mean, his name was Ebonheart. Did that name mean anything to any of you?
All of you make a intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Or a history check.
I am proficient. Oh, I am not proficient in history. Weird. I'll try it anyway.
Oh, I thought you said
Natural one.
intelligence.
I've never heard of this guy.
Okay, so we're all rolling intelligence. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of like all over the place here on the.
Either-
I'm going to use the first roll for Henrietta and just add 2.
So 16.
Yeah, I can't tell. Don't know if you wanted history or intelligence.
Either works.
Yeah, just technically afterwards.
Yeah. So, Ralis, you're the only one who's ever heard of the Ebonheart family. They're a group of nobles that are very proficient in magic, but you haven't seen them in ages in Elderheart.
Ralis narrows his eyes a bit and he says, Ebonheart, you said?
Yes.
That is very interesting. That's the name of a family of nobles that once lived here in Aldehard. They were known to be very proficient in all sorts of magic, but no one has seen hide nor hair of them in, well, years.
What'd they get kicked out for? I assume they got kicked out.
You don't recall.
I unfortunately cannot recall, Talus. I only know that they just seemingly disappeared. But
Was there anything about them that you know of, other than that they disappeared?
They just worked on all sorts of different magic, and they also, presumably, also became alumni in the Avium. But that's about it.
well, aside from the lot,
About when we're there.
sorry, aside from the lot of them all being alumni from the Avium, I cannot tell you much else.
What about... Did they act strange?
Again,
before they disappeared?
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. As far as to my knowledge, at least to my recollection, I've never had any interactions with any Ebonheart in my lifetime.
Not even rumors?
Nope.
Stories and rumors are all I have to go on, unfortunately. And, well, what I told you is all I know.
Mhm.
That being said, for an entire family to just seemingly disappear like that, it's worrying. And for supposedly one of their members to show up as a necromancer nonetheless, and maybe perhaps responsible or in league with whatever happened. This is very curious indeed.
Well, it's still early morning. You guys should probably be heading out by now.
It would probably be wise.
Yeah, sorry, not Talis. Rallis, oh god. They're pronounced the exact same way I am. Oh goodness, I am so sorry,
yeah, it's
Wed.
gonna get confusing.
I'm so sorry, Wedwood.
I get it.
Anyway, Rallis did it again. Rallis stands up and he says, well, I must go and receive my little item from Susan. I'll meet you all outside of the heart, yes?
I think that's a fair spot to meet. What about the two of you?
Just outside? Well, sure, why not?
Henrietta, you see that he also has a flying snake on his neck, on his shoulders.
You know you have a big flying worm on your shoulder.
And the snake would probably like hiss at her. It's like, no, he's not a worm. What are you talking about?
The snake.
It,
And its
Henrietta
tail is green.
yeah,
Henrietta
he
squints.
found a little new friend to help him commit crimes.
Henrietta squints her eyes and sees that it's a snake. And frowns. Why am I not surprised?
What are you implying?
Anyway.
Well, I'll see you.
I didn't get that. You roboted.
Sorry.
What are you implying?
It's just in character for you. And then Henry goes off and heads outside.
I kind of turned to Talos. I was like, what did you mean by that?
Fuck, I know, and I'm gonna head out too.
As a character, that's a pun.
Yeah. Okay. Because they're both danger noodles.
Yeah.
Well, actually, because it's a D&D character, so.
Yeah, okay. Anyways. Rowlet, you go to the trunk market and meet up with Susan.
Good day, Susan.
Hello, dearie. I've got your potion ready right here. And she hands you the clear red liquid bottle.
Excellent. Thank you.
And she decides to describe it for you. It feels warm in your hands as you're holding it. This is a potion of ashen. It's like fire giant strength, but with 3 names.
Potion of what? Sorry.
Ashen strength. Should be in magic items right now and tools. Let me see. Put that in there. There we go.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Yep. When you drink this potion, your strength score changes to 23 for 1 hour. The potion has no effect on you if your strength is equal to or greater than this score. The potion, transparent liquid, has floating in it a sliver of ash snake fang. It has an orange molten glow to it and feels warm to the touch.
Yep.
So you feed that to Henrietta right before a boss battle.
Sure.
I mean, I was gonna
Use it
say,
wisely though.
Talus can also gulp. Sorry, no, Rallis can also gulp it down, but you know, we get more.
Yeah, you have options besides melee. Henrietta doesn't.
Yeah, true. We can make more. You get more use out of it from someone who can actually attack twice in one go.
Sure.
Well, admittedly, she can't do that yet, but yeah.
You get what I mean.
Yeah.
Also has other uses.
Thank you very much, Susan.
Oh, don't mention it. Good luck out there.
And before he leaves, Rallis pulls out another gold and just places it on Henrietta's counter for the good service. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. You didn't have to, but I do appreciate the donation.
Well, money is not something I cherish too particularly much, so if it makes someone's day better, then, well, why not?
Alright.
Again,
Good luck out there.
Thank you very much. You have a good day now.
You're very welcome. Good day.
He waves and just heads off.
Okay. You are now at the base of Elderpart.
I apologize for the wait, everyone.
You now have Potion of Giant Strength. Fire Giant Strength.
Sweet.
Or rather, it's actually Stone Giant Strength, because if I made it Fire Giant Strength, that would be a bit too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It would make more sense.
I was going to say, you're just like, at that point you might as well just hand me a I win button.
Yeah, I wasn't about to do that.
I win the fight. Haha.
But yes, as he meets up with everyone, he shows them all the potion. This is what Susan was able to create for me out of that fang.
You can still see the fang floating in it.
So, what kind of potion is that?
As she has described it to me, one drink of this, and, well, your strength will increase to, well, supernatural levels.
You sure? It kind of looks like a poison to me.
Most potions do.
It's all red and orange.
Well,
And it has a big old fang in the center.
Well, I'm not...
feel better, I didn't make it.
Well, I don't exactly foresee Susan as the sort to, well, have us pay for something that is essentially faulty.
Oh, it worked. Believe me, it worked.
But, as it stands, I will hold on to it for now, but I believe, Henrietta, you might get some good use out of this in the future, should the need ever arise.
Me? What about you?
Well, I am physically strong, but I have a feeling you will get more use out of it than I would. After all, I have my magic to help to assist me. You, unfortunately, well, your magic is limited compared to mine.
Well, I'll store it. Save it for a rainy day.
Very well then.
Alright.
He hands the potion to her.
Right, Henrietta, you now have a Potion of Ashen Strength.
Alright.
I imagine all of you have decided to go rent a wagon.
Yep.
That's the idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to go
So
wag.
it'll probably take you. It would have taken you 3 days to reach the avium on foot by road.
Whatever you're about to do, I can cut that down.
Yeah, you can cut it down to, I think, 2 days rather than 3.
Oh, hold on. Because that, as I still have my robe of useful items, I'm going to put. And did the cart come with the horse?
The cart does not have a horse.
Well, the cart has a horse now.
Okay. You now have a magic horse.
Yeah. It's just a riding horse with saddlebags, and I think we just have it forever.
Okay, you rip off the badge off of the cloak, and a big black horse with a misty mane materializes.
I am not taking care of that.
I'm not sure what magic horses eat. I'll have to look that up.
It's just a regular horse.
Yeah. But its manes are made out of mist, and I imagine its eyes are like glowing a creepy light blue or something.
Yeah, I actually have it here on the pets section of NPCs.
And whenever you stare at it for too long, you feel a slight whispering in the back of your mind.
Nah.
Oh, you were prepared.
Yes, I was prepared.
Did you summon a horse or a thestral?
No, that's a horse.
Thestrals have wings.
That is a really nice horse token, I gotta say.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that,
So, yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a name for this guy.
Alrighty.
Where is the horse token?
I put it in the pets section of NPCs.
As I was on the map.
yeah, right above Rook's Familiar.
Okay, so it's gonna take you half the time to get there by horse-drawn cart. So, eventually you make it to about here. You notice along the road, you see a couple of other people coming about, going past you, also in cart.
Okay.
They appear to be humble folk.
I would like to put on one of my masks.
You recognize them. They're actually from the Wildwood Brigade.
I would definitely like to put on one of my masks.
Okay.
Let's see, I called it. Where is it?
That goes from I would like to definitely.
Okay.
I would like to have some sort of intrigue. Thank you very much.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
you got an angle, mate. Sell it. Like.
Okay, where is it?
It looks like they help the out of the way village that was just raided by something.
Okay. I'd like to put on the mask of smiles.
Okay. You kind of just get curious glances off of them as they continue on their way towards Alderheart. They just give you a salute.
They don't know who I am.
Nope. But they recognize a whole bunch of other people. They just give them a salute.
Rallis sort of gives an apprehensive wave to them, and he seems distracted by what he's seeing.
Yeah, there is a bit of smoldering, but there doesn't appear to be any real damage, but it looks to have been looted.
You don't think the bandits struck here before they hit Alderheart, do ya?
This looks
No.
recent.
It's been weeks. They shouldn't be striking anywhere anymore.
This looks very recent. I suppose even with the coalition.
There goes that hope.
I suppose even with the coalition gone, it's no guarantee that people will just give up that way of life.
Well,
Rook, you notice a particular symbol on one of the front doors of the houses. You recognize it immediately, and suddenly you are afraid. Because this belongs to your old captain.
My
Yeah, your old bandit captain from years ago.
It's
My
like,
captain.
yeah. So I kind of look at it as like, well, shit. I'm kind of using the snake to sort of like help scan around the area.
Yeah, this definitely looks like his work. He is a scavenger.
You don't suppose there's any survivors here, do you?
There are survivors, definitely. Most of the people are just really heavily bruised, but otherwise they're fine.
It's almost a,
Henrietta looks to Rallis. You think we could spare some time to help?
They're already being helped by the Wildwood Brigade. They managed to get here on time, just in time.
Yeah, and Rook is kind of like, I think it would be in our best interest to just keep moving.
Do you...
Right.
You are surprisingly nervous, Rook.
No, I'm not nervous. I mean, I'm quite glad to be on this little excursion. Can't you see by the smile on my face?
Insight check.
You are wearing...
Okay,
I
sure.
don't need. Yeah, I don't need to. He's mumbling. That means he's nervous.
Yeah,
Insight
Rallis just kind of stares at Rook for a bit, and he says, "You are wearing a mask. I cannot tell if you're smiling or not."
You can just
You can only assume.
Yeah, you know those three dots you see in sentences?
Yeah, the ellipses.
Yeah. That's going through Henrietta's head right now.
You know what? I'll just roll it for the kicks.
Oh,
not even close.
So close. I almost...
Should have spammed guidance like Bjorn does.
Oh well. It's not something that Rallis really thinks about. I mean, because, like...
Well, that's because he doesn't abuse his power the way she does.
Yeah, he's... quote-unquote, he's more responsible. But yeah, he
you
just...
do get the sense that something is making him a little bit...
Rallis, his eyes narrow a little bit, but he just sighs and he says, "You are correct. We should keep moving."
Yeah, just do me a favor. You don't know.
I don't know you.
Yes, that is correct. Hello, stranger.
I mean,
Okay, as you're
Oh, we're playing that game again.
Yes.
as
you're
a...
moving along the road, I would like to ask everyone to make a perception.
Alright, well, keep in mind that Rallis' passive perception is 14.
And mine is not nearly as high as I'm.
Not nearly as high as
Yeah,
I'm
my
comfortable.
Perception.
Like, I'm used to having really high perception on all my characters, and then I play Talent. Ugh.
I mean,
So, overnight, you do... Well, two of you manage to notice something watching you, but it quit just as quickly as...
we're being watched.
You were silent for some time.
We're being
Yeah,
watched.
you guys are being watched
Yeah.
by something or someone. You're not sure who it was because it was dark. And also foliage. But you now know that you are being watched. Eventually...
Hold on for a minute. Silas... Sorry, no. Rallis casts, this.
Elevated sight. Okay. It's kind of hard to see from all of the friggin' forest and canopies, but as the sun is rising, you do make out a very small figure running away from you. Up ahead. And it's heading up ahead.
Rook.
You don't really notice. You also see at least one more figure head in the middle of the cross. sitting. It's hard to tell from this distance, but exactly.
Alright, well, Rallis, he breaks the spell and he says, "It appears we have company up ahead. Everyone be ready."
Okay. I guess I would like to send my familiar up into the air to kind of give us a better survey.
Okay. The familiar is currently now in the air.
Yes.
Eventually, you make it to the crossroad, where you eventually see the Mawpock sitting in the middle of the road. Let's go right here. It's this really burly looking Mawpock, matted fur, missing in patches. He's sitting there, casually picking his teeth with long pointed dagger.
For a moment, I thought.
Hello.
For a moment.
Who might you be?
For a moment,
What? Roll talking initiative.
Just
his nose.
no, he's picking his teeth.
Picking his nose with a long dagger. Yeah.
No.
That
Maybe the
he is
really
either
dumb one.
he's either incredibly dexterous or incredibly stupid.
I'm trying to give himself a nose piercing.
I mean, hey, when you
He
can't
already
afford
has
it.
a nose piercing.
I mean, hey, when
Okay, so he's done this.
Okay,
hello.
he's wearing studded leather armor and has a rapier at his hip. And
Hello, Scooby.
he is looking maliciously at all of you, especially Rook.
But how does he know what Rook looks like? He's still wearing the mask.
He's still wearing the mask. He can just recognize you by your clothes alone.
Dang.
Should have changed your clothes.
And he gets up, and he's 6 feet tall.
So
Okay, so clearly you intend to take all what we own or some nonsense. I think you should let us pass.
I don't think so.
I don't think you heard me, sir. I think you should let us pass, and I cast suggestion.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh no. Sorry, mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Well, I'd have gotten with
Yeah, it's 30 feet. You're gonna have to get closer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
and I think
I'm
you
getting
didn't quite
right
hear
now.
me.
Yeah.
You're the defenders of Eldehart, I presume.
No.
Yes. And yes, we are. And yeah, sure, why not? And you should let us pass. I cast suggestion on him.
Before you do that, you suddenly feel like there's more than just him. You are now surrounded.
Yeah, Rallis immediately draws his warhammer.
Everyone roll for initiative.
I was just about to say I invoked the Amaranth thing to get an idea.
Ooh, nice.
Let's see here.
Wait, you have a
I
dexterity?
suck.
You have a dexterity of 2?
Me?
Yeah.
Here's initiative.
I forgot to click on myself, but 15.12.
Okay. Ian just...
Again, been a while.
Actually, we all seem to have pretty low dex scores, so you know this. I don't feel excluded.
What?
Yeah, well.
I got +2.
We got a rogue, so he's got high dex.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's all kind of like on the lower end of stuff. So whatever, it doesn't matter.
Now, everyone has presumably rolled.
Bad guy went before me. That's not what I was hoping for.
So it's 15. Let me change that real quick. Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, it is exactly the same.
Okay. So, Rook, You immediately recognize who this guy is. It's Krull the Scavenger King.
Okay, I guess he's my old captain.
He is your old captain. And he is a scary son of a gun.
Okay, depending on who they aim at first, I got things I'm gonna do.
Okay, well, I kind of like clap my hands and kind of like T-pose a little bit. Crawl, it's certainly been a while. I do believe the charade is over. How has it been? As I kind of like step a little bit closer to this one rabbit, or this one
Javine.
Turbine fellow.
Oh, it's been too long, you son of a gun. I'm going to enjoy humiliating you and your pathetic friend.
Oh, that's how it is.
Yes, I think we've come off on the. I think we kind of ended on some bad blood as I take my rapier out and stab the Turbine.
Okay, roll to attack.
Let's see. So I just click on the. Do I get sneak attack?
You do not.
No, you do not.
No.
You get sneak attack if an ally is next to them, or if you have advantage on the roll.
Shit.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten sneak attack anyway here.
Yeah,
Okay, just let me look at your items real quick.
Are you serious?
Yes.
he shoves his rapier into a random bush and loses it in the bush.
Yeah, you lose the bronze ruby ring that you had on you. He stole it from you.
Kill this fucker. At that point, I just pretty much just handed it to him. It's like, here you go.
Yeah, it's gone. It's his now. It was like, this is mine now.
Mine?
It's this Vulcan's turn. And Talus, if you remember the portrait from Wallace's mansion, it's the same person.
Wait, what?
It's the same person from the portrait that you saw all the way back in Wallace's mansion.
Look, it's relative.
Hey, do you know a person named Wallace by any chance?
The Vulcan kind of looks at you, and then she goes rigid. And then she casts a spell.
and me not being a high enough level to have counterspell yet.
Yeah, sorry. She summons a spiritual spear in the air.
Oh, spiritual weapon. How nice.
Yeah, it's a spiritual weapon.
How nice.
Let me just draw a quick here. There we go. That'll be it. And it goes directly towards you, Ella.
Oh, can it not, instead of doing that, can it not do that, please?
It missed.
Oh, thank goodness. Right, okay, that spiritual weapon is going to muddles things a bit, but my plan can still work.
Okay, and she's just gonna move over here.
Right, and then Talus is gonna look at the Mohawk. All right, big guy, if you know who we are, then you know that attacking us is a bad idea.
Doesn't matter.
Have you looked down lately? And I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on him, and to make him think that the floor is lava, except for the spot where he's standing.
Okay, so that's an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. He fails.
So yeah, he now thinks that the floor is lava, except
the floor under him is lava.
Yeah, and he doesn't automatically now let me go over the details because this is quite an extensive spell. His mind will rationalize any inconsistencies. So the fact that we're all standing on this lava with no ill effects does not seem to be a problem for him in any way. And also, he gets no automatic saving throws. He can use his action to try and make an investigation check if he has reason to believe that it might be an illusion, which right now he does not.
Like, what the heck is this? This wizard BS. I hate it.
And I know, quite annoying, aren't we? And then I'm not going to risk an opportunity attack and lose concentration, so I'm just going to stay there for now.
Okay, the Gerbine goes next, and he's going to make 2 attacks with his dagger. I guess Rook.
Okay, good.
Son of a bitch.
They both
against,
miss.
But it's against someone who can take it and isn't concentrating on a spell.
They both miss. And he's just gonna try and pull at your hair and try to distract you. He's using the help action.
Okay, one sec. I have a book with help action here.
Alright,
I know it says Malik and not Rallis. I'm sorry.
yeah, we'll have to fix that later on, don't worry. The name change did come, like, you know, way before that happened, so...
Alright.
So, yeah.
Well, if you want to take the guy... You want to take the guy on the north, I'll take... On the left, I'll take the guy on the right.
So, hold on, you're saying, Rallis takes this guy, and you'll take the Jabin next to, Rook? Alright.
Yep.
Very well, then. Rallis just kind of storms up to this guy and just... how tall is this guy right here?
He's the size of a regular Mopok, a raccoon. He's not as big as Crawl.
And not as big as a 5'9" Strig.
Oh no, heavens no.
But yeah, he looks down at him, and Rallis will cast Inflict Wounds at the first level.
Oh boy.
Alright. Pray for my success. Oh, wait, no, not
Okay,
Cure Wounds, it's Inflict Wounds.
Yeah.
Wins.
It's an attack roll. And
Ouch.
that hit.
That definitely hit.
That's a big ouch.
But yeah, basically,
Rallis,
Rallis balls up his fists and just kind of gut punches the guy.
yeah, he goes down instantly.
He shakes his hand and he just looks to everyone else. So, anyone feel like running yet? And that'll be my turn.
Not until I get my ring back.
I mean, I feel like, well, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the big one is much more scared of you than me than he is of you right now.
Oh, and I built up all this muscle just to make myself look intimidating too.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Rallis. The blood was very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's Henrietta's turn.
I'm gonna move next to Rook, and I'm gonna use my two-handed pitchfork on
Now,
a Gerbine in the bush.
1 second. I would like to use my help action because I can use it as a bonus.
It's a bonus, not a reaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Fine.
Yeah, so you'd have to have
Yeah,
called
you
it on
could-
your turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
You ready?
Okay.
Dang
That's a
it.
miss. Yeah, that's a miss.
Nothing
He's
but
leaping
leaves.
out of the way. He already used his reaction though. So. Let's see here. I forgot where to put this thing because I exited out by accident.
Oops.
There it is. It's actually the flying snake's turn.
Okay. Well, the snake is kind of doing his thing. I guess I guess I'm gonna have him wander around.
Yeah, he's flying up in the air. That's all he's doing, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
not a combat familiar then.
No, he's more of like my little spy.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
It's-
surveying the area for like other goons in the bushes.
It's Crawl's turn.
Oh, shit.
He's immediately going to make an investigation check.
Does he have reason to suspect it's an illusion?
Everyone else is standing on the floor. Of course he thinks it's an illusion.
No, but here's the thing. In his mind rationalizes that part away.
So to him it would look like we are also standing on the islands.
Yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't see us standing on the floor. He sees us. He's everyone power to stand on lava.
He goes to climb up a tree.
So he actually moved from his.
Then he has to walk on the lava, and for every square he's on, he takes a d6 of psychic damage.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
To him, it feels like burning.
So, how many squares did he cross?
About. I'm going to say. 10 feet.
He was on this one and this one, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
10 feet.
Okay, so he takes 2d6 psychic damage.
Okay, 2d6.
7 psychic damage.
Okay. And he decides to go climb up a tree. He's like, I was not. I hate this. I hate wizards.
Well, and yes, that's what a lot of people have as their last words.
Get them! The Malfuck Bandit immediately goes into Rook and has advantage.
Oh, thank God he's not attacking me.
He attacks with his short sword. And you take 4 full slashing damage.
Hold it.
Oh.
I have... Where is it?
Protection?
Yeah.
So it's just regular. So that misses.
Alright, cool.
It bounces off of Henrietta's shield. No, wait. Actually, you were using your pitchfork two-handed, right? Which means you're not holding the shield.
Can't I use my pitchfork to act like one of those sticks?
It says you must be wielding a shield.
Dang it.
So it does hit.
Yeah,
that does hit.
So yeah, that is something you need to keep in mind for the future. It's because if you're using a two-handed weapon, you need to not have your shield equipped, and it takes an action to put on and take off your shield. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay, you take 4 slashing damage.
Sorry, Rook.
Okay, so
yeah.
On the upside, you now have sneak attack.
That is true.
The other Mawpuck is on the ground, writhing in pain. Rook, it's your turn.
Okay, I would like to take another stab at this goddamn Jareen.
Okay.
But since he's kind of like clinging onto me, and like really, there's no way I could possibly miss.
He's trying to swing his dagger at you. And missing.
I thought you said he was clinging onto me for his help action.
Yeah, he is clinging onto you.
Okay, so there's absolutely no reason for this to miss.
Yeah, that hits. With sneak attack.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 9 damage.
Yes.
You managed to shake him off with your rapier, and he's not looking too good.
Okay, and I would also like to use my my bonus action for help.
To help Henrietta, I guess?
Yeah.
Or to distract one of the enemies here.
Why not both? They're both within 5 feet.
You can only do the one.
Fine, the journey.
Okay. Okay, it's the Vulcan's turn. She sees you just using this spell to... Using your spell to...
None of the no one else even sees what's going on. They just saw the big raccoon guy. I freak out and run into a tree.
Right. Okay. So what she's going to do? She's using her bonus action to swing the spear at you again.
Oh, come on.
Okay, and that's a hit.
Yeah.
You get pierced for 10 force damage.
Ouch.
more than half my health.
Yes, it is.
And I have to make a concentration check.
That's a success.
That was the thing I was more worried about, but I do need healing now.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Okay. And what else can she do? She's going to also cast something special.
Seriously, who are you?
She doesn't respond. Within a 15-foot radius around herself, suddenly there are shadow foxes appear around her form. She's casting Spirit Guardians.
Oh. Well, that would be a problem if I intended to get anywhere near her.
Okay.
Would that be a concentration sort of thing?
Spirit Guardians.
It is
Yeah.
the weapon. Spiritual weapon isn't.
Oh wait, Spirit Guardians.
Spiritual Guardians is a concentration spell.
Yeah,
It
but Spirit Guardians is spiritual weapon isn't though, so this thing doesn't go down. Which normally I like, but today it's annoying me.
Okay. So, yeah. And that'll be her turn. Talis, you're up.
All right. Okay, friend, you didn't, and it's clear you didn't, and it's very clear that you didn't like the heat very much. Here, I got something that can help you with that, and I'm gonna fire an ice knife at him.
Okay. He's up in a tree, so the Vulpin is out of range.
What? I mean, I'm pretty sure her ice knife still goes that far. 1 moment.
It's 5 feet. He's currently up about 15 feet.
Oh, but it won't. But it won't hit her. Okay, yeah, like that's not a problem. I mainly just want to hit him.
Okay.
I want her alive. Ah, damn it.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Seriously, I'm trying to do bodily harm to you here. Could you please stop? Stop struggling. And I'm also gonna back 30 feet away from the spiritual weapon because I know that thing can only move 20 feet.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes opportunity attacks, but
Yeah. No. You can only do that. You can only do that with melee weapon attacks unless you have Warcaster.
Right, okay. So, that'll be your turn?
That will be my turn.
Okay. The thief is next. What it's going to do is it's still going after Rook. It has more daggers. What was your AC again?
14.
It was 14. Okay, so that's... Only one of them hit. You take 3 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And it's also still clinging to you and being a general nuisance. It's Rallis' turn.
Well, not my familiar?
Your familiar goes after Henrietta.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, I'm marching myself over here, and I will be casting Cure Wounds on Talis.
Thank you very much.
Cure Wounds, first level. Alright, you get 7. How's
Not
that?
much, but it works.
Actually, for his health pool, like, does that top you off?
No, you took
no,
10 damage.
No, but it brings me pretty close.
Alright, it brings you pretty close. So, Rallis,
Below my max now.
Alright, so you're good. You're good. Rallis comes.
I'm good for the moment.
Rallis comes up to you and places a hand on you, and most of your serious wounds start healing and closing. He says, "Pick yourself back up, Talis. Keep going."
seriously, woman whose picture is in Uncle Alice's hall, please stop doing that. That really hurt.
Alright, and that'll be my turn.
Yeah, the Vulcan woman is just glaring at you.
I do believe it was a negative relationship.
Very negative. Henrietta, it's your turn.
I still have my paperwork in my hand, so I'm gonna poke the Gerbeing again.
Poke the German.
With advantage.
Yeah, because Rook is helping.
Yay!
Basically,
Oh, and ever since Henrietta took the oath, all her final moves are non-lethal.
Okay. Yeah, it's a hit. The Gerbean is now down on the ground.
Yeah, just
He managed to just
I
fling
poked
it
him.
off of Rook with your pitchfork, like a bale of hay.
Yeah, and I toss it away.
You toss it away. It's just the Mopok left, as well as their leader and co-leader.
I am going to move here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. It's the familiar's turn.
Okay. It is going to fly around kind of casually and fly right over top of the one.
Okay. It's going to have to.
It's flying above the Guardians.
It's flying above the radius. Okay. It can't really do anything other than that.
And to break your concentration, it's just gonna straight up drop on our shoulders.
It's still going to need it to roll, though.
What?
It's still going to take damage.
Okay, I mean, it's on her shoulders now. So if those Guardians go after it, it's going after her.
They do have fine enough control to differentiate friend from foe.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Say wisdom save.
I mean, I doubt your familiar has enough hit points to survive this, even if passive.
Yeah, because Spiritual Guardian's like a 4th level spell, right?
3rd level.
Third level.
I know,
Third
but
level spell.
it is concentration, though, isn't it?
It is concentration, but
Spirit Guardians is, yes.
So it's a matter of breaking the concentration.
Alright, well, let's see what happens.
yeah. Failed save, the creature takes 38 necrotic damage. On success, the creature takes half as much. So your snake poofs out of existence right before she lands on her.
Damn it.
It's gone. I'm sorry.
Well, that was an attempt.
Yeah, a shadow fox just jumps overhead of her, just jumps right over her head, snatches the snake, and in its jaws just poofs it out of existence. It's Crawl's turn. He realizes people are walking over the lava. And it's a wisdom save or an intelligence save?
It's an intelligence check.
It's intelligence check. Okay.
Intelligence investigation, to be precise.
Yeah, and if he and it takes up his action. So
He still doesn't get it.
yeah.
He's like, why is this happening?
You know, Rook,
What
I
are
have
you
to say,
fools doing? Get rid of them! Yeah, I'm getting out of here. You know what? This isn't worth it. I'll come back for you. I will have my revenge. And he flees over the trees.
Did the trees?
Yeah.
And that's as far as he can get, right?
He was about here, and he can just dash over the trees.
Oh, damn it. Wait, no,
Yeah.
he can't. You see, it took his action. It took his action, remember?
Yeah, okay, so only 30 feet. So he's currently running away.
He's still within range.
Okay. Anyways. The Modpack Bandit, seeing all this, is just... I'm just gonna... You know what? This is for the master. I'm just gonna try and get rid of you here. And he's going to use a short sword against Rook. That is a miss. Is like that. Wait for me, boss! He's going to try and run away. You have opportunity attacks.
Nope. So wait, he has I have opportunity?
You and Henrietta have opportunity to hit him.
With sneak attack?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, you both gang up on him, and he's just... You trip him up, and he's already on the ground.
How do you like that rocky road?
That is a terrible... That is a terrible...
For years.
Okay. It is Rook's turn.
Okay.
Back to the top of the order.
So I guess I can't break that one, psychic spear thing.
No, it's...
That
you
stays.
need to spell magic to get rid of it, but...
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna try to go. I'm just gonna try to pick up the Jervine by the collar and try to get my ring back.
Okay. You do get your ring back.
Okay. So bronze ruby ring.
You wanna throw it over here?
Throw what
What
over
the heck are you talking about?
The Jerbean.
Okay. Yeah, let's throw the Jervine with the pile.
Okay. You now have a pile of Hubblefolk.
That are barely alive.
Yeah, they're barely alive.
Don't forget to add this guy when you got a moment.
Okay, and I would like to use my action, my other action, to put away my rapier and take out my longbow.
Okay.
Alright, that's your free action.
Yep.
I guess that'll be your turn.
Yep, I guess so.
The Vulpin woman is seeing her master escape. She's going to do one last thing. She's going to send her spiritual weapon over here to try and attack Rook.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry.
Language.
That's fine.
Sorry, I thought it was me.
This is a Christian D&D game.
My gosh, I keep missing all the time.
Yeah,
It's a miss.
don't worry, mistakes happen. I'm still making mistakes now.
And let's see here. Yeah, I can reach you just fine. She's going to cast a guiding bolt at Talus.
Seriously, what gives?
That
He's
family
not
relation.
answering. That's a hit.
I doubt I'm still conscious.
That you take 12 radiant damage.
Holy crap! I actually tanked that.
You're barely standing, though.
I have 3 hit points left.
Just
Okay.
on shaky knees.
She's going to try and follow after her leader.
No. He's not going anywhere after. And okay, he's within range. I'm going to drop the Phantasmal Force and cast Hold Person on him.
Okay. I suppose...
Talus, I know I really shouldn't be and be keeping this guy here, but Talus is pissed now.
Wisdom save. What's your DC?
14.
I'm sorry, he succeeds.
Damn it!
He kind of feels a bit of a tingle, but he's still running.
Yeah. And
But
also,
no.
he now notices that the floor isn't anymore.
Yeah, the floor is no longer lava. He's still running across the trees, though. He's in his element.
Yeah, and like I'm still like glowing right now.
Yeah, you're glowing. You're literally glowing. Alice, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just like seriously. Seriously, woman, that hurt, and I'm yelling at her.
Yeah, Rallis is just kind of chase up after Talus, and he just kind of holds out his hand again and casts Cure Wounds. This time at the 2nd level.
Thank you.
And
14.
yeah.
I am being yo-yoed around by all the feelings.
But yeah, as he's doing this, he just kind of looks to you and he says, "Is this going to be what our relationship is, Talus?"
Well, I don't know. I mean, preferably my battles don't see me get hit this much.
Alright, and that's my turn. Henrietta, you're up.
Okay, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Rook at 1st level, because that's my only spell slot. And can I use my bonus action to switch to my crossbow?
I think that's an action.
It takes a
Dang it.
It takes a free action to switch weapons.
Free action, but you can't really fire it.
Yeah, I won't be able to fire it, but nice to have it just in case.
Yeah.
So I switched from pitchfork to crossbow.
Alright. Well, Crawl has escaped. The Malkirk bandits are unconscious. Rook, it's your turn.
Okay, and I was gonna kind of yell at her. It's like, you owe me.
You cut out.
I'm trying to yell at her, saying, "You owe me for the familiar." As I aim my longbow at her leg.
Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't taken a single hit this entire time.
Yeah, it's a hit.
On her leg?
I would say you'd have to get a nat 20 to actually aim for the leg.
Damn it. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, no, basically how it works is with called shots, you make the shot with advantage.
Well, you still managed to hit her for 8 piercing damage. She kind of tumbles a bit. And I'm going to have her roll concentration. Yeah, her guardian spirits are still up.
Okay. And I would like to disengage outside of the spear.
You don't have to. It doesn't take opportunity attack.
Yeah, the spear doesn't have reactions, so you can entirely use that as that cunning action as a dash if you wanted.
6.
Escaped. I'm sorry.